All right, a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to Night Moves here for Wednesday, April 29th. We're going to continue on in the postseason tonight in the NBA and NHL. Get you ready for a three-pack of games in both the NBA postseason and on the ice here, and it's getaway day in the major leagues, a full slate of games. We got some day game action here for sure. Plenty of day games here, actually. 7 on tap here on Wednesday. So we're going to preview the action. Thanks for joining me here on the show. We'll let some folks come in. We'll recap the games here from the Tuesday night. How did you folks do with your bets on Tuesday? Let's get into it here at the NBA with Philadelphia. What a stunner here over the Boston Celtics. Joel Embiid, 33 points. Tyrese Maxey, 25. Road win for the Celtics. Boston still leads 3-2. No panic here, but Embiid with the big game in his second game back from his appendicitis, pretty strong. I was kind of on Embiid there. Look, it must have been hard to come back the first one, but man, he looked like good old Joel Embiid as the Sixers outscored Boston 28-11 in the fourth quarter. Really bizarre finish there, certainly to the game, as the Celtics couldn't get anything done in the fourth quarter. They were never really able to pull away at all as Philadelphia just kept coming back, but it looks like a domination on the scoreboard there. I was on the under, and even with the 11 points, it didn't help as Philadelphia got the win, and obviously it was 11.5-point dog. So Boston leads 3-2, but we're going back to Philly now, try to even it up in game number 6. All right, it was the New York Knicks over Atlanta, 126-97. The Knicks just continually pulled away. Jalen Brunson, 39 points in that one. The Knicks lead the series 3-2. He also had 8 assists. The Knicks led 35-22 after the first quarter. They shot 57% from the floor. Hey, we did have a winner here on Night Moves in that one. We were on the Knicks laying the points here against Atlanta, kind of exposed them a little bit. I thought Atlanta's young players are still pretty good, but look, the way we called it here on the show yesterday, right, said, hey, Atlanta would be hard-pressed to score 100 points in this one. You can go back and rewind it. And I didn't expect, though, the Knicks maybe to get 126 and the blowout win. Knicks can win it here next game on the road in Atlanta. We'll see what happens with the next one here between those two. Also, it was San Antonio Spurs over Portland, 114-95. De'Aaron Fox, 21 points, 9 assists in that one. San Antonio jumped out to a 17-2 lead. They had a 23-point lead in there, 6 in double figures. Portland could just hit 35%. Series over. Rest time for the Spurs as they will advance in the NBA playoffs here by eliminating Portland. I'm still going to give Portland a passing grade this season for their improvement. Obviously going to want a little bit more, but we'll see. Portland obviously moving on, waiting the winner of the series between the Denver Nuggets and the Timberwolves. We'll talk about the games here tonight, but a good strong win for Wemby and the Spurs in that one. How about Wemby's dad hanging out at the game there? Man, what a proud dad he must be. All right, I want to say hello to some folks here. We'll let a few more people come into the chat here right now. Hope we're on the air here. See who is here with me. It's going to be Mr. Wesker's here. He's got the double alarm clocks going. And Let's see here. Timmy Two Shoes, he's laughing at the situation. Plus money says good morning here. And let's see, Mr. Wesker's also talking about the Pirates betters. We're dead. Let's see what we got there. Okay, we'll get a few more comments and we'll get some more folks in here. Let me continue on a little bit here while we get some folks together. National Hockey League here for the action on Tuesday. Man, how about the game between Boston and Buffalo, with Boston grabbing that win 2-1 on the road in overtime. Buffalo still leads 3-2, but pressure's on a little bit here right now after that one. Pasta with the overtime goal for the win on the road. Buffalo still leads, but who called it in the chat? Didn't someone have a Pasta goal? Did they say overtime? Did someone have a Pasta goal in overtime in the chat yesterday? I'm wondering if they did. So we'll see. It's going back to Boston. We'll see what happens. See if they can even it up. They're much better at home and on the road, but they got the one on the road they needed to stay alive against the Sabres. How about the Minnesota Timberwolves? A Minnesota Wild. We had the Wild yesterday on the show here over Dallas 4-2. The Wild scored 2 goals in the third period and pulled away from a 2-2 tie to lead the series now 3-2, and they're going to go back home. Yeah, we were on the Wild there in that one. And then late night, how about it? The Ducks and the Oilers. Oilers win it 4-1. The Ducks blitzed early, too big a hole to come back from the Oilers. Exploded for 3 goals in the first period to knock Luke Dostal out of the game. The Ducks had just 2 shots on goal in 18 minutes as it was a blizzard by home Edmonton. Draisaitl, Podkolzin, and Hyman with those goals in the first. Good thing Bill Husso came in and stoned the Oilers. Otherwise, it would have been a blowout. It did prevent me from hitting an over. I went over as a premium, just kind of just trying to ride with the times here a little bit in that series. But the Ducks had one of their worst offensive games there. Credit the Oilers for a great performance there in that one. Anaheim still leads 3-2. They'll get a big chance at home in Game 6, but they couldn't wrap it up there on Tuesday night. So that series gets extended, and we'll have 3 more tonight to look at. So we take a look at that here in just a few moments. All right. Going to go to the major leagues. There was a managerial firing yesterday morning as Rob Thompson, after a 9-19 start, despite being in the World Series, 4 straight playoffs, he's fired. Then they tried to give Alex Cora the job. They said, hey, you just got fired from Boston. We think you're a pretty good manager, and he is. But he rejected their offer to come take the Phillies job. What a bizarre situation. He gets fired, then invited to come take the Phillies job right away. The Bo Sox owe him $13 million still. And then they have to go to Don Mattingly as the manager. And Mattingly, I'm not saying he's a failed manager. The Florida situation was going to be tough for anybody. But he takes over here with the Phillies. Expect the Phillies to be active, I would imagine, when it comes to the trade talks here. Cal Dog joining us today. Chat Pro is filing in, ready to go. All right, one quick look here. We're almost ready to go. I think we got almost enough people in to get the show fired up. But let me look quickly at Major League Baseball here on Tuesday night. We did have some night moves winners here that I can go over, including the New York Mets, as they clobbered the Nationals there and got back on track, at least for one night, 8-0, as the Mets win and roll. Here finally kind of got something together for the Mets offensively anyway, and not giving up any runs there either. Obviously a big deal. So Mets, Juan Soto, Bo Bichette home runs. Mets are 10-19. They're playing Washington. All right, they could win one. Also, night moves winner here, Milwaukee Brewers. We had the Brewers in that one. The Brewers 8 runs in the 6th inning. Frelick hit a home run in that one for the Brewers, and they rolled eventually there with the big inning. And we had them here on Night Moves also. Night Moves winner here with Tampa Bay and Cleveland. Game to go under, an early start there is Nick Martinez. A 3-hit shutout. Martinez looks good again here for the Tampa Bay Rays, and they won it 1-0. In that one, the Rays are 18-11. How about the Rays right now? They are a story, I guess, here all of a sudden. Also, we have the Toronto Blue Jays in their victory over Boston. We had the Jays there. Okamoto, a 2-run single in that one. Boston's now 12-18, so they're still kind of been a little bit inconsistent. We could change the manager, won some games, but yet Trey Yesevich, a pretty good pitching performance there for Toronto. We had a Night Moves winner here with the Chicago White Sox in their win over the Halos as Martin was able to outduel Soriano. Soriano gave up 2 home runs, loses his first game of the season. There, the Sox hit 3 home runs. The Angels are in a 1-8 skid, so I was on the White Sox here. Remember, we were taking small dogs yesterday. They didn't all work out. But we did have the Yankees on the road over the Rangers. Went ahead and went with the Yankees, and we also had a premium winner over at Tony's with the under in that game. Aaron Judge, Austin Wells, home runs. Yankees are only 20-10 right now, as they got the win. And also the last one here, Night Moves winner, Detroit and Atlanta game to go under yesterday. We had that one with Ozzie Albies, a 2-run home run, but in the end it was an under for us in the 5-2 victory for Atlanta. Atlanta 21-19. All right, and let's see here. I think we can get started on the show. Let's quickly go over to Tony'sPicks.com and take a look at the handicapper leaderboards here for Tuesday night. I know I wasn't on them here. I was some ups and downs here. How about the Champions League final first leg there, as we saw a wild game in the Champions League first semifinal first leg, as it was 5-4. A crazy game there with Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain leads 5-4 after the first leg. They'll also have the other semifinal here on Wednesday with Arsenal and Atletico Madrid. Arsenal slight favorite here, $1.20 now up to $1.35. We're seeing some move overnight here on Arsenal. All right. Let's go to Tony'sPicks.com. Take a look at these handicapper leaderboards. David Racy, another huge day, 10-3, up 7.25 units. Tony T was the perfect 4-0 on Tuesday. Tom Regard continues to pile up the units. He was up 420 on Tuesday. Jorge Gonzalez won his only play, an underdog in there. Damian Sosh, 2-1. KTK, Kevin Thomas, 2-1. Al Ninos won his only play. Mills Young found himself a profit, 2-1 there. Double Shooty, 3-2. Stacks McKelvey, 3-3. Rod Zawacki, 4-5. Chris Adkins in the profit. Over the last 7 days, it's David Racy up there, up 21 2/3 units of profit. Tony T's up 11 3/4 units of profit over the last 7 days at Tony'sPicks.com. Al Ninos is up over 6 1/3 units of profit. Tom Regard up over 5 3/4 units of profit. And I've got triple fives up there over the last 7 days. Last 30 days, David Racy's up 19 3/4 units of profit. Al Ninos is up 10 units. Tony T's up 9 units. Double Shooties up 7 2/3 units of profit, and Tony's Picks VIP account up over 3.5 units of profit. You can click on the Premium Picks tab. This is where you'll find the handicappers locked and loaded here for the action on Wednesday, including Red Hot David Racy's got his afternoon MLB total. Tony T's got a wonderful Wednesday 3-pack of NBA and MLB action. Al Ninos has his MLB Wednesday Grand Slam. That's pretty much an automatic winner. Scott Double Shooty, guaranteed 3-pack from doubles with 1 play in NHL and 2 in the major leagues here on Wednesday. Also, Rod has his Wednesday triple, 1 in the NBA, 1 in the NHL, 1 in the major leagues for a 3-pack for Rod Zawacki. And Hollywood Sam has a cross-sport package for $45 with 2 in the NHL, 1 in the MLB, 1 in soccer, 1 in MMA. Sam's giving it to you all here at Tony'sPicks.com. Click on the All Cappers tab. You can find the handicapper of your choice. click on their handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up. I'm ready to go here. I've been rolling okay here last 7 days, up 5.5 units. You can see all the sports that I have a profit in here this season. A little bit ups and downs here. Did have some winners, including Jeremy Grant. I took him under his PRA for 15.5. Also, I had the Yankees and the Rangers game to go under here, but couldn't find the profit there on Tuesday. So I'm back at it again here with you guys, trying to get some winners going for me over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout, save 15% off those premium pick packages. All right, we're going to get ready to go right now and get the preview started here. We're going to start off in the NBA, so get your pens, pencils, and rotation orders ready. It's time to go over the games here tomorrow. And we've got a great crew here with the chat pros ready to go with their picks. And I think, would we see some talking, that was a wild game they're talking about a little bit in the chat. I don't know if I can put too much of it up there on the screen. Okay, here we go. Start off here in the NBA tonight with the Magic on the road taking on the Pistons. Pistons are still favored by 10 here, despite being down 3-1 in the series. Orlando's bullied them a little bit, and then just a better team here right now than the Pistons. If you look at a man for man, you'd almost take the Magic here a little bit. I'm going to take the Magic, but just overall as a team right now, the Magic definitely has had a little bit of a different road here to get to this point, right? But it hasn't bothered them one bit. They've won the last 2 games here in the series and knocked off the Pistons 113-105 at home. They did beat them also at 94-88 to grab their 2 home games here. Back on the road here. Now the Pistons did win game 2, 98-83, after Orlando had won game 1, of course, 112-101. So, it feels like, it's tough. Pistons don't want to be that 1 seed that loses here, but right now their backs are to the wall. How will they handle it here on Wednesday as a 10-point favorite? I mean, it's going to be hard enough for them to win the game, it seems like. Detroit's being priced like they're the dominant team in the series right now, but I don't think the data supports that. No matter how you look at it, I don't think you can say it's been a fluke here. 3 of the 4 games have gone under here so far. Orlando's 4-1 against the spread in their last 5, dating back to their last game of the regular season when they beat up, or in the play-in, remember, when they beat Charlotte. And this line seems to be inflated by maybe the expectation of a closeout here. Come on, getting 10 points. Yeah, they might not win. They might have to go back home and see if they can wrap it up. Pistons could still win 3 straight games. It's very hard to do in the NBA, but the Pistons also just 1-4 ATS in their last 5, and they didn't cover in their season finale. So I think Orlando's half-court defense has figured this team out. I think it becomes a deliberate pace. I already said, we talked about the ugliness of the games a little bit, how we were on the under in a few of these games. So, look, it might be that Detroit's desperate need to win this game could allow them to maybe get the spread here. It feels like they can still win this game. They're going to have tremendous pressure on them to do so right now, but I think it points to a game where Detroit's going to have to make it a grind-out game here. Orlando's gone under in 7 of their last 8 coming in. Detroit's gone under in 4 of their last 6. The matchup itself has obviously been slow with physical half-court style of possessions. That's what we've seen so far in this series. 2 of the 4 games where both teams scored, is basically 90-95-85 or something like that, right? We've had 2 of those games so far, and with the pressure on here in Game 5, I think we get that type of game here in Detroit. So, look, Orlando's offensive ceiling is limited on the road. Detroit, despite that talent, does seem like Orlando's bringing just as much talent on the floor, and I think that hasn't consistently allowed Detroit to push the pace because they're finding that Orlando is a physical team. We talked about their defense a little bit when they were having that surge there in the regular season that helped them, secure their spot. So I think with the elimination pressure, I think you'll expect longer possessions, and I'm going to take the under as my official play here. At 10, look, I think you got to go back to Orlando here, but officially I'm going to take the under here as the night moves play. Let's see what the chat has to say as we start off here with the NBA. All right. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams also have gone under. Detroit's won still 13 of their last 19, but Orlando 4-1 against the spread. The last 5 games overall now against Detroit. Here we go with the chat. With their plays here, and this one's going to be Mr. Weskers. He likes the Pistons to get it done. He says the Magic are a bunch of chokers here. Pistons love to come from behind. Cal Dog on the Pistons here, and plus money is on the Magic here, and sprinkling the money line. Mad Sushi Maker here, he's bringing the sashimi, and he's got the Magic on the spread. All right, I feel like the Magic is probably going to be the public side here, I would think, because of the frustration there in that one. Tobias Harris over for Timmy Two Shoes here. Harris has been pretty good, obviously, in this series overall. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the under again. I think I've been pretty fortunate here to hit this total in this series. So, let me take the under in the game here between Orlando and Detroit. We'll mention Franz Wagner, definitely a key player missing this game for Orlando. That may help those. It's questionable, but I think it's going to be very difficult to make the lineup. Also, Jonathan Isaac, doubtful for this game. Kevin Huerter is questionable for Detroit, but those are 2 somewhat significant injuries right now for Orlando here. Doesn't mean that 10 points isn't a lot. And if anything, the move has been on Detroit here. Most of the openers, anywhere from 8 opened at one offshore book, mostly 8.5s or 9s, a little bit of 9.5 openers, but wherever you look now, it's almost a 10 across the board here, even 10.5 at the sharp book here in Vegas. So the move is clearly on the Pistons here. Doesn't mean that they're the public side early. That sounds sharp to me, actually, but man, the Orlando's really hassled these guys, no doubt about it. I'm going to go ahead and take the under in this one. Okay, next up, the Raptors are on the road taking on the Cavs. The Cavs are favored by 8.5 here. Total 216, maybe dipping a little bit here, maybe a little 215.5. Although it does appear that the move has been to the over a little bit here. One book opened it kind of way off, but see what you're going to do here in this one with the Toronto Raptors. Maybe they figured something out, winning the last 2 games here against the Cavaliers and made it a tough series here, right? For Toronto to come in here. Yes, they did win their 2 home games pretty convincingly, if you think about it, by 22 points in game number 3 and then by 4 points in game number 4, but they were still an underdog. Cleveland had kind of an historic, or at least a notable poor performance by them in that last game. They won and covered their home games coming in. So it's been home team and cover here so far in all the games. The totals have alternated right now from over, under, and now we're back here in game number 5, series tied here at 2 apiece. So let's see what you're going to do here in this one with the Raptors taking on the Cavs here tonight. Toronto has had the head-to-head success here right now, covering 5 of the last 7 even overall, but the road form is a major red flag, I think. You got a 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games on the road here. Cleveland has won 6 straight at home. They tend to dictate the pace, I think, a little bit, even though the games here at home went over in the first one, 126 to 113, and then 115 to 105 in game number two. Uh, the number here isn't necessarily a double digit uh, spread here anymore. Not that it was in those first games either. It was pretty much right on line with this. It was 8.5. They covered. Then when it was 9.5, they covered by just a half a point. They won the first one by 13 and the second one, but they did get the number, basically winning by double digits each time. So Cleveland games, in their divisional matchups, it was always kind of a lower scoring game. And I think we're getting to that point for me. I mean, we just saw the last one was 182 points. Pressure's on these teams continuously right now as, not facing elimination here just yet, but still key games for these two teams to hold serve because so far it's been 4-0 for these home teams right now. Toronto struggles to generate efficient offense on the road frequently, actually, while Cleveland just becomes more methodical at home. If Cleveland can get through this series, I mean, they have the experience to, take on the likes of, the other teams in the Eastern Conference, particularly here, obviously, if they were to move on, to take on the Magic. I mean, I don't want to say it like that, but the Pistons could still come back. I'm not saying that's an easy road at all. The Magic have done a nice job, but I think the matchup's a little bit different. They're Cleveland matching up against Orlando could find themselves a ticket to the conference finals. But hey, that's another time. Got to win this series first, and Toronto's alive here, no doubt about it. So let's see what you guys want to do here in this one. I just think we're going to get that same type of game as last time. The score hit real low. I'm going to take another under here on the show because that's the way I feel like with the series tied, every possession magnified. Give me the under again here. I'm going to go the Ramon route probably on this show. All right, let's see. Under for plus money. Mr. Wesker says the Raptors are finished now. Cal Dog here on the Cavs. Harden can't choke like he usually does, says Mr. Weskers. He says if it's a more than 24, it's a wrap. Let's see here. Mr. Wesker says you don't worry about Mitchell, but like you do Harden. Mitchell will get his. Timmy Two Shoes says Harden here to get 3 threes and 7 assists for plus 175. Andre likes the Cavaliers on the money line, and he also likes Jared Allen to get a double-double here. All right, I still go back to the fact that Toronto was, basically 2/3 of their games during the regular season were played to the under. So I've got another under here for me. Give me the under with Toronto and Cleveland. Under City for me. Okay, next up here, going out west, of course, with the Lakers. Let me get it going here. All right, the Lakers and the Rockets here. The injuries are the big news coming into this one, with the KD going to miss the game, so it's allowed the Lakers spread to grow here a little bit. Lakers might get away without having to use Luka Doncic. Not that he's necessarily ready. There doesn't seem to be any indication that they're rushing him along here, but Austin Reeves is still questionable, but he might be trending on the side of returning in the game here. And like I said, Durant out. I know we're critical of Durant missing another game here. He only missed 4 games during the regular season. This is the 4th game he's missed in the playoffs. It's easy to pick on KD. He sets himself up pretty good to get picked on. But obviously, the ankle injury here is significant enough coming off the knee injury to the ankle injury. Just really a little bit of a tough run here right now for KD trying to get back in this lineup. So see what you guys think here in this one with the Lakers taking on the Rockets here. Lakers can close it out. They couldn't ask for, I don't want to say a better scenario. They really haven't necessarily outperformed the Rockets to a, yes, at times they have. The Rockets sure made it look easy last time on the Lakers, but you could say that, and I did say that the Lakers, kind of the veteran team that they are, the fact that, yeah, they might be in control of this series, and I said they would give one back to the Rockets big time, and they did. Rockets, maybe they can build on that confidence a little bit. And, I don't know. Some people might say, hey, good. I'm glad KD is out. Maybe they'll have a chance here to play well in this game against the Lakers. But the Lakers are still 6-1 against the spread. In their last 7, 6-1 overall. Houston just 2-4 against the spread in their last 6. And they've struggled in this matchup here now with this series, 1-5 against the spread, their last 6 against the Lakers. So this is a prime closeout at home for a veteran team. You lost the first one, you finally lost a game after you basically have upset them in this series. Remember, they were underdogs in all those first in those games. So they're the ones up 3-1, and finally they're favored here. Maybe that's not the right role if you think about it, if they were playing so well as a dog, but don't forget, the Lakers were a strong home favorite this season, 24-17 during the regular season ATS at home, 30-19 ATS as a favorite, which, I don't know. I think there's sometimes a Lakers tax, or I don't know, maybe there's a lot of fade of the Lakers sometimes because, they're definitely due to let you down eventually, right, with this lineup and roster. I'm not sure they can get past those top teams, but hey, they can win one series here. You never know. And, should they advance, get the chance to go up against the Thunder, well, you know how it is. The Thunder are waiting for them. I think it's all about the pace and maybe the playoff tightening here again. We've already kind of ridden these Laker games under here. Remember, the Houston here has scored 98 and 94 in 2 of the 3 games here in LA. They scored, those were the 2 games in LA that could not score 100 points. And I don't think they're going to here either. I think they're going to score under 100 points, and I think it's going to lead to another under. So if you want to know what I've got in every game, just know I'm on the under in every game here. Let's see what you guys have in this one. Okay, Andrew here, Rockets plus the points and the over. Even Bronny is looking good. Even Mr. Weskers is loving Bronny out there. Caught the pass, and Kevin Harlan said he got it from his dad. From his dad. But even Bronny is looking stylish out there with low reverse layup on the pass. Lakers to finish them off here. Şengün over in his assist plus money says, I'm taking the Rockets. Let's get some drama in this series. Maybe without KD, right? That's what Mr. Weskers is saying. Oh, no, he says he's taking the Lakers still. I figured Mr. Weskers would say, hey, no KD, I'll take him now. Şengün, 20 points here. And Timmy says they're stuck. Şengün's stuck with a mediocre team. He'd be better off if he had some other guys. Hey, Moonman's here. He likes the Lakers here in this one. Kind of crazy. We're talking about the Lakers like this now as a favorite, ready to close these guys out. And nobody's really nobody's really going against them too hard here. Mr. Weskers saying no chance without KD. Right? So we can say sometimes, oh man, KD, especially when it looks bad out there. But in the end, you probably need him on the floor. Reeves is going to play, says Andre. Take him in his points. It's Jabari and Tate that are killing him maybe here. Cal Dogs on the Lakers money line. Mr. Weskers, you are loving Bronny. Come on. I'm loving Bronny. Okay. Let's see. Rockets they should have signed Chris Paul. Did Chris Paul make any social media jokes about the Rockets here? Şengün not great on D. He has had some problems there. Thompson to get 18 plus, says Andre. and they do play better with KD. We can, it's just sets himself up to be such an easy target. I have burner counts by accident. Um, because I made some, like sometimes I sign into the wrong account. I'm just like, okay, I'm talking to like this guy now. I'm this guy. All right, that's it. I'm going to take the under in all three games, but I think you can hear what I'm saying about the Lakers here, and I'm already putting them in the series against the Thunder. So maybe they won't cover the number, but I think they probably will. I'm going to take the under though as my official play in all three games. How about that? In typical Ramon fashion. Let's go under in all the games as the pressure tightens here tonight. Right, Mr. Weskers has a conspiracy theory when it comes to the injury bug. Andre says he likes Eason to go over there. I think Eason already killed me in one game where I tried to play his. I think I tried to play him on an over, and he ended up disappointing there. All right. I think that's it. Let's go to the ice, shall we? Got a nice guard here in the NHL and some hot games and hot results that we need here. Let's go to it. Montreal Canadiens are on the road here, taking on the Lightning. The series is tied at 2. The teams finished both with 106 points in the regular season, and they're not any. We haven't been able to decide it yet. The Lightning are favored now. Maybe this is a little bit more reasonable at $1.65. Wasn't it like $1.80 before we were on? Still don't want to trust a home favorite laying this kind of price. I mean, it does feel like these games can go either way with these two teams right now. They're just so close. They've alternated wins and losses. Each team has a win on each other's home ice, and they also won a game at home on home ice. Montreal won the first one at Tampa Bay. Then Tampa Bay won at home. Then Montreal came home and won before they lost. The last 3 games in this series has been 3-2. The first game was 4-3. Wow, I mean it's hard to, because it does feel like maybe I know I got burned on one of the totals over in this game, but I think it deserves to be a little 5.5 there now, doesn't it? 3 of the 4 games going under so far here. So let's see what you have here in this one right now with the Lightning taking on the Canadiens here. The Lightning are back home and they're favored $1.65, but it's still, I think the market might be pricing him as a typical home favorite, but this matchup is tighter than that. I mean, Montreal's been in elite form, 13-5 the last 18. They're on a 7-2 road run as well. They've had recent success in the head-to-head here a little bit, but before we've gotten to this stage, with the 2-2. But still, you go back in Tampa's long-term home dominance in this series now, 16-4. They have proven that they can win at home despite losing one. I mean, I'm a Montreal fan here, and I'm not saying that $1.65 isn't quite worth it here, but the last one wasn't it $1.80, $1.85, and now it's starting to dip here a little bit. Both teams trending heavily to the under right now, so we're going to get another controlled game. Maybe it's a slight edge to Tampa at home, but not enough to justify maybe still even $1.65. Again, no one can say that Montreal's totally overmatched here. If they both have split the 2 games, you can't say, because look, if you look at $1.60, right? If you rank $1.65, you would think the home team wins every game on the series, right? That's the way I would think. Kind of think about it, because when you've got implied odds of $1.60, $1.65 basically. I mean, you're looking at definitely a situation where teams are going to win like 62.25% of the time, and I don't know if we're kind of getting that here. So let's see what you guys think in this one. Could it be another under here for me? Montreal's gone under in 11 of their last 16. 5 of the last 6 meetings have gone under. Tampa's won 6 of their last 9 at home here and gone under in 4 of their last 5 at home as well. Feels like it's getting pretty tight here. Here we go with the chat. Okay. Cal, it's puck time. I missed my cue, Cal Dog. I'm supposed to put that up there before the graphics, before the announcement of the games. I forgot. Okay, Andre says overtime here. He likes the under. So he likes it 2-2, and then get it in there for that 3-3. And look, I think right here. No, I don't know. Timmy says they changed the total. Yeah, no, I think last game ended up at 5.5 also, didn't it? But remember, at the beginning of this, we've already had 2, I would say, kind of, and, they molds it down to a little bit of 6 over in that last, but really 2 6.5s, a 6, and now we're down to 5.5 after the last one went under at a 5.5 with those 3 straight 3-2 games. So does kind of make it tough because obviously a 3-2 can easily be 4-2 with the empty netter as well, plus money. Is he on the Canadians? He's on the Canadians. Cal Dog's on Montreal. Andre's on Montreal. The problem is, you're like, hey, $1.65, man. You should be able to get a good price on the puck line. But the price is so, closely rated that even with Tampa being $1.65 or $1.70, Montreal's puck line price is even higher at $1.85. I actually think, Tampa Bay on the puck line, if you like Tampa Bay, probably, with the way empty netters happen in the playoffs, if you like Tampa Bay, you should be taking at least some puck line. Not everything, but we've seen it. I've talked about in the regular season. Less empty net goals during the regular season this year. I think it was proven. And then in the playoffs, not every game, but a lot of games, get that empty netter. It's more because, we don't have the situation with the less skater in the overtime, the shootout, also just the desperation overall. Look, teams are pulling the goalie. What was it tonight on the Ducks? They got a stupid penalty when they couldn't get the guys on the ice correct, and they blew it. But they were pulling the goalie with 4 minutes left. So if you do like the Lightning, I really do think you're supposed to at least put some money on that puck line. Maybe not enough to cost you the profit overall, but okay. Well, hey, 3 straight 3-2 games. I'm going to go with the under in this one. I've got all unders on the show. Why do I even do a show? Here's Moon Man. He likes Montreal in this one. And, even this one, even if it had 6 under, what was probably going to be like 6 under, it might be like 6 under 75. I'd probably do that myself. I'm, as conservative as I can be. Okay, Slavkovsky for an anytime goal here for Tim. He's looked good out there. And here's Andre, likes under 1.5 in the first period. Timmy Tushu says, take Montreal. Take all the hockey games to go overtime tonight. It's not a bad call. Even the $1.65. I mean, and you're going to get a better price as well. Okay, Timmy says Suzuki, Caulfield, and oh man, I don't think Timmy's got it under. I don't think. I mean, someone's got to get the points, but that obviously could even be just 2 goals right there only. But I think when you're pulling multiple names for points, you're probably figuring a little bit higher score. Okay. All right, Timmy's got Mosier here. Anytime goal for the defenseman. Only Bands is here. Hello to Only Bands today. All right, I'm on another under here. 3-2, probably be the final here. This one will maybe be 2-2, and then maybe they go to overtime in this one. That's also another reason why there's a little bit of, the value isn't totally out the window. Okay, give me the under here with this matchup. Man, I gotta pick a side. I gotta pick a side. Choose a side. All right, I'm pick a side here. I'll tell you that right now. Pittsburgh at Philadelphia in this one. Philadelphia now all of a sudden, two in a row. I got an itch on my neck. Careful here. It does feel like things are kind of slipping all of a sudden for Philadelphia. Good thing they're at home here in game number 6. This is going to give them their best chance, but I'd be worried. I'm worried right now. I'm worried right now, and I think we're going to see. This is going to be my upset. Hardly an upset. Remember, I was saying early in this series, how can it be only $1.15? And that's when Philadelphia was winning the series. I'm not saying I've been right because I took the Flyers to close it out, and they didn't. But I didn't like what I saw in that last game, and I'm moving back to Pittsburgh here in this game. Um, off the 2 wins. Maybe I'm skewed. Maybe I'm jaded after seeing the back-to-back wins in the series here for the Penguins, including the road win 4-2, and then coming back and following it up with the 3-2 victory at home there and holding them to 2 goals. I'm going to the Penguins here in this one. Maybe I'm supposed to be zigging when I'm zagging, or vice versa, but I want to go to Pittsburgh in this game on the road here on Wednesday night. Uh, this is a form-driven game, it feels like right now. I know the Flyers, if you look at their numbers here, long-term, medium-term here, 9-3 in their last 12, 4-1 at home. Pittsburgh has been bad. They were on that losing streak, but feels like they've been resurgent here with a little bit of confidence right now. And I don't mind here uh, if Philadelphia wants to turn it up here, I think the Flyers can keep control, and or the Penguins can keep control. If the Flyers want to play a little bit faster, look, their wins were the 5-2 game I'm thinking of that they won at home here. Yes, Pittsburgh did win 4-2, but just notice that the two winning teams in the games in Philadelphia scored 4 goals and 5 goals here. So I'm not saying this is necessarily an over here right now, but Pittsburgh, remember, over in 11 of their last 13 games. They're the team playing well right this second. It was doomsday there for a while, but remember they were already in the playoffs for the most part, and it was a bad run there at the end of the season. You don't want to finish as poorly as they did, but right now the Flyers' immediate form has me on Pittsburgh here. There's got to be some volatility. I don't think I can recommend it as a premium here, but the Sharps certainly seem to be on Pittsburgh in this game. So I think if Philly looks to get it to be kind of a high score here, I think that could be detrimental. I think Philly actually needs it to be. They won the first game 3-0. That's maybe when Pittsburgh was looking pretty coming into the playoffs without a lot of confidence. They had some losses in there. So let's see what you think here. I'm going to Pittsburgh in this one. All right, and I'll just, if I eat it, I eat it. Let's see what you guys have. It's Pittsburgh puck line for Andre. Moonman says the Flyers do want to end it here. This is the one. I mean, right, you're at home here right now. You're up 3-2. This is the one you pretty much got to do it here, I think, right? How about Martone? Man, oh boy, I tell you what, Timmy's got some props there, but Pens here for plus money. Cal Dog as well. You guys are on them too. Okay. Andre here under 1.5 in the first period. And OT for Timmy. Could it be a close one? Hey, I want to say, hey, there's Jimbo the Loose Cannon. Jimbo the Loose Cannon. I don't know if that's a play on words for the old. Is that Cornell? Is that a Cornell logo in there? Jimbo Loose Cannon. I just think of Jim Rome and Loose Cannon Talk. Mayor of Baltimore here. Thank you, and I would like to wish happy birthday there. Thank you, Mayor of Baltimore. Happy birthday. To Mayor Baltimore's sister. Nice. Isla. Thank you. Happy birthday to Isla. That's nice. Okay, let's see. Boston in 7, though, says Jimbo back on that other series there. Thank you, Jimbo. Flyers to finish it off, says Only Bands. Doing great here. Glad to have you guys in the chat. All right. I'm going back to Pittsburgh in this one. A little worried, a little concerned about the Flyers right now, and I'm jumping off the bandwagon here, at least for this game. Not counting them out of this series, but you know what? Losing this one here all of a sudden. I don't want this to be a monumental choke job for the Flyers right now, but I'm on Pittsburgh in this one. All right, and finally, the Golden Knights at home against the Mammoth here. And, man, we've seen the Mammoth have their moments. The Golden Knights have had their moments as well. Golden Knights won the last one to even up the series, won it on the road, 5-4. Wild game there in overtime. So they were able to snap the 2-game winning streak of Utah. Vegas won the opener 4-2 at home. Then Utah came back with a road win and then a home win, and then Vegas gets the road win. So this has been kind of wild here for sure. And I think there's been plenty of goals if you think about it. 3 of the 4 meetings have gone over just enough, right? Even the ones that were 5.5s went to 6. The game that was a 6.5 for the most part were 5 goals, and then the game that was a flat 6 here was 5-4. Guess what? It's a 6 at least, not a flat 6 necessarily. I think it was shaded to the under actually, but we are dealing here. Looks like with a 6 under 20 in this one, and BGK. $1.60, $1.65 here in this one. Let's see what you guys think about with the Knights here at home. Yes, they still need to, we're only in game 4 here. This is starting to feel like 7 for sure, but Vegas still one of the strongest home teams in the league right now with 5-1 at home in their last 6. Also 11-4 against this franchise at home. They're in pretty good form, having won 9 of their last 12. Utah has been, a decent team, a good team on the road. 6-2 in their last 8, but this is a tough building for them, even if they have the win here already so far. Both teams are trending over here. It feels like both offenses could be dealing with 3-3 the way I think it's starting to go. We just saw that wild game there in the last one where they got out. Vegas scored the first 2 goals, and Utah came back on them here. Vegas's home dominance, Utah's poor history in this building kind of points to the Knights. Feels like still kind of a high price, but still got to get that overall vibe that, ever since the coaching change, the Knights have done a pretty good job, but don't want to be losing one at home like they already did here. I'm going to go with the over. I think that's the way to go here in this one. And maybe even if you want juiced 5.5, in the playoffs, I love to pay a little juice, but we'll go over 6 at even money here on Wednesday. I'm going to take the over in this one between the Mammoth and the Golden Knights. I think right now, Utah over, as I said, in 5 of their last 6 games. They do have trouble here. Vegas has gone over in 4 of 6, so I hope Vegas wins this one. I think they will, but I'm going to go with the over. It might be 3-3 at one point, going to overtime. See what the chat has to say here in this one. Then we're going to go to baseball. Here's Cal Dog on the Mammoth. Moonman's on the Mammoth. Utah puck line and under in the first period at 1.5 there for Andre. Utah for Timmy Two Shoes. He says that price is just too high right now for some of these matchups where it feels like it's just pretty even overall, doesn't it? Vegas is a pretty substantial favorite for a team that
Final.
has not really putting this team away here right now. So I'm going over in this one. Look, if the 5.5 over at minus 150, like I said, you want to be sure in these games, and they're so close to the vest. Unlike the regular season where the volatility kind of helps you sometimes. Uh, these are more likely to be, like we always say, right? It's going to be 5, 6, or 7. Well, in the playoffs, maybe it's 4, 5, or 6. All right. Where's the pizza? Says Mr. Westers. We could use some pizza right now. All right. Let's get ready to go over to the major leagues here. We got a 15-game card, so stick around. We're going to be here at least for another 45 minutes talking Major League Baseball on Getaway Day for several teams here. Also, here tonight, we got, let me get the graphics going here. We got some great tennis action. How about the upset yesterday? Man, great. We got some great matches coming up in Madrid here on Wednesday. But, man, could you believe that Haley Baptiste knocked off Arina Sabalenka and saved 6 match points in that match down there in the tiebreaker with an incredible performance by Baptiste. 2-6, 6-2, 7-6 to win the quarterfinals. Saved 6 match points, the number 30 seed, to stop Sabalenka's 15-match winning streak. So, look, Haley Baptiste is a rising star and a rising talent, and you got to have, to beat Sabalenka, you have to be just as physical. It seems, tennis like finesse, but on the clay, and man, she was, really winning those winners, getting those winners in that tiebreaker there in the third set, the 30th seeded player in the tournament, and Haley Baptiste, but she's very young, and it's probably feels like she's going to be a star. She would have beat Iga. She would have beat anybody out there today. All right, today on the ladies' side, Pliskova and Potapova, and also Kostyuk and Noskova. Over on the men's side, Sinner and red hot Rafael Jodar, but probably it for Jodar there, and Arthur Fees and Yuri Lechka. Fees has been looking pretty good too. So got some good matches over there today in Madrid. Okay, let's go to the baseball here right now. And there it is. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay, we got daytime action here to talk about for Wednesday. Let's start it off. All right. Angels and White Sox started off here with our matinee card. Yusei Kikuchi is 0 up against Eric Fetty in this one. You got Kikuchi here on the road, $1.25 for this matchup here. Look, the White Sox did the job there yesterday. I mean, come on. They've won the last 2 games. The Angels are reeling here right now. They can't beat hardly anybody, much less the White Sox here. I think the form and the series situation right now, the White Sox picking up a little steam here, not literally steam, but just in general. Momentum, if you will, not some betting steam. But Fetty, 3.41 ERA. Yeah, he's 0-3, but so's Kikuchi. He's 0-3 with a 6.2 ERA right now. Angels have lost 5 straight and 6 of their last 7 on the road. The White Sox have won 6 of their last 9. Coming in this one, Angels have gone over in 5 of their last 6. The White Sox have been going over here for about 30 games here now this season, right? Have they played 30 yet? Yeah. 30 games this season. They're 18-12 to the over, although 11-5 to the over on the road. At home, the games have been a little bit more under control, but the Angels are 12-7 to the over on the road here. Both bullpens are bottom tier. Was just 5-2, but again, remember yesterday was Soriano, uh, in the matchup there against Davis Martin with two pretty decent starting pitchers. Kikuchi and Fetty, while, in this matchup, those guys might be serviceable. Obviously, they're not the best if they were going up against some non-cellar dweller teams. I mean, these are basically two of the worst teams in the league, unfortunately, even though the White Sox are doing a pretty nice job here right now. The American League West is absolutely atrocious. I mean, look at the records of the teams in the American League West. You've got um, the A's are like, they're all 500 at the top. The three, right? The A's are 15 and 14. Seattle's 15 and 16. I think Texas 14 and 16. I'm not going to look at the standings right this second, but the Angels are 12 and 19, and Houston's 11 and 19. These teams are so bad right now. So, the White Sox aren't much better over there in the Central, but the Central is a little bit better. Got some better teams, it feels like here. So the risk is the Angels' cold offense on this trip. I mean, they've had some struggles here for sure in some of these games, and even the games they do score runs, they can't stop the other team. They've given up on the road here. These last few games on this road trip, 12 and 11 to Kansas City, 8 to the White Sox here. They blew the lead there yesterday in this one. So, man, you got to I'm going to go with the over here in this one as my pick. I'm probably going to be taking the White Sox somewhere down the line here. I mean, I like the White Sox. I know it's a crummy game, so I don't want to get all hyper up like this is the game of the day, but do kind of like the White Sox here. Very reasonable underdog price. Again, these small underdogs, I'm totally into it in the major leagues right now. Okay, I don't know, Mr. Weskers. I'm not ready to go there just yet with the White Sox. I'm happy that we can get them at a good price, at a good underdog price at home against a team that is reeling right now. Timmy for the over as well. Cal Dog likes the White Sox. Moonman's going to take it over. And Timmy says Kikuchi's not very good. And oops, don't put that on the screen. Okay. Kikuchi feels like we should have I don't want to say any of those female singers. Okay, White Sox won as home dogs. Give me him one more time, says Jermaine here. And that's it. Let's move on. We don't want to dwell on that game too long. I want to say hello to Elevator Has Guide Rail. Can't believe Elevator Has Guide Rail is here wishing us good morning. Can you believe this? Elevator Has Guide Rail is here. I would think it'd be an escalator that'd have the guide rail, but sometimes you need a guide rail in the elevator too. Timmy's going to hammer the White Sox plus 2.5. Wow, that must be a stiff price, but hey, probably be a winner. Next up, look at this Rays here in the Guardians with Rasmussen and Williams. The score was just 1-0 yesterday. I'd be lucky if they get any more runs than that here today. Drew Rasmussen, 2.45 ERA and a 2-0 record so far. Tampa's on fire. Cleveland's not. Doesn't feel like Cleveland's an awful club here, but they've lost 4 in a row here right now, including the first 2 here to Tampa Bay, who's coming in here on a winning streak, man. They took care of business with the Twins, and they just keep rolling at 18 and 11 right now. 10 and 7 on the road. 8 and 5 as an underdog. Cleveland doing okay. Like I said, they're 15 and 16, probably underachieving here a little bit right now. 8 and 7 as a home favorite so far. So see what you got here in this one. The Rays taking on the Guardians here. Afternoon game here on getaway day. Rasmussen has the cleaner profile for sure. He's got just a .74 whip, 26% K rate, just 4% on the walks here. Tampa has a shaky bullpen, but Rasmussen works strong and deep. He's definitely a high quality starter. So Rays are playable here. I would think here they got the 1-0 win there yesterday. Impressive there. Basically, if you follow me, we were on the Rays and the under Don't remember what was it we had on the show here. We had the under on the show here, but I was on another show or two touting the Rays to keep it going. Probably will do so here too. And as an underdog, I like the Rays in this one. Give me the Rays here again. I'm going to keep taking them into here. Look, I love Gavin Williams right now, but this Rays team just finds a way. They trailed the game yesterday, or not trailed, but uh, uh, got the one run there in the fifth inning. Allowed just 4 hits overall with strong pitching in the game from my man Nick Martinez. Went 7 innings. If Nick Martinez though is shutting you down, you're probably not hitting too well. Even though let's not kid, he's been pretty good this season. The veteran. All right, I'm on the Rays here. How about the chat? Okay, let's see here. Over maybe for Cal Dog. Timmy's on Cleveland. Rays would have been the best bet there, but Moon Man's going to take the Guardians today. And you know what? It's we talk about some of these teams, whether Tampa from Las Vegas getting the stadium here, and what all of a sudden, I thought, didn't they start the building on the Rays? They said it's going to fall through here right now. You know what's going to happen? The Rays are going to get stuck in the Trop forever. We realize the glory of the Trop, I think. When you look at it, when all's said and done, they just put all that money back into the Trop to save it for this year, and now I got to look in more into the story, but there's something with the potential Tampa Bay Rays new stadium, and you know what? They're going to get stuck playing in the Trop. Going to get stuck there forever, and it's a secret advantage. Too bad the fans, they do show up when it matters, I think. But all right, that is awesome, elevator. Elevator enthusiast. What are some of the great elevators if you think about it? Elevator has guide rail. What about the St. Louis Arch? Tell me about the elevator in the elevator system. I would think that would be a very unique elevator. I've looked into it a little bit. I'm trying to remember how it goes. Do you have to get into like a series of elevators, or is there one that kind of is able to go, or a couple that go up I'm sure elevator has guide rails, knows what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know it's something. I know there's something about the St. Louis Arch and how to get to the top and the elevators in there. Okay, Guardians win just cause. Williams said, Mr. Westwood said Williams P goes 6 or 7. I don't think the Rays can touch him. There's no doubt. Gavin Williams, we're dealing with two high quality starters. I failed to mention Gavin Williams and his great numbers: 3.28 and a 4-1 record here and a 1.09 ERA. Just to be fair, but I just think the Rays are so clutch. I think we're going to get a pitcher's duel again in a low-scoring game. You guys, come on! You just saw 1-0, and we know sometimes these games with the Rays, look at what these teams are doing to the under here with the, right now. You got Cleveland 6-9 to the under at home. The Rays are an over team for sure, but right now they're going under and they're on the road. So let's see. Cleveland bats will wake up for this one. And let's see. Okay, there it is. Mr. Westcoast has done it. He has done the arch. Okay. All right, I guess I'm on the Rays here in this one. Next up, the Seattle Mariners are on the road taking on the Minnesota Twins. And a pretty interesting matchup here with Kirby on the mound here for the Mariners and Taj Bradley for the Twins here. Bradley a 2.91 ERA, 3-1 record. He's been solid. George Kirby's been solid. 2.97 ERA and a 4-2 record here. So good pitching matchup, it feels like to me right now between these two. And yeah, Seattle's a favorite on the road. They're starting to play a lot better all of a sudden. They're 14-16 now. Minnesota's definitely having plenty of woes, especially offensively here. They've been, dropping games here of late, kind of going the other direction. As Seattle's heating up, We may call them fraudulent a little bit in the chat, but they're in a matchup here where they should be better than this Minnesota team right now. There are going to be some teams that they're just going to be better than. Doesn't give them an automatic win here necessarily, but Kirby's got the better command profile with his 104 whip and only a 6% walk rate. Seattle's won 4 of their last 5 on the road, 5 of their last 6 overall, and Minnesota's lost 6 of 7. I think the trend for the teams does point to the over here. Seattle's gone over in 8 of their last 9 road games at Minnesota, and over in 5 of the last 6 games in this matchup overall. But Minnesota has a bullpen here, ERA 5.13. But I believe, let me look here. Is there some colder temperatures still in this one? Come on, it's going to be May here in a second. Let me see here. I thought I heard about some cold conditions here today. Okay, low 50s. Might be an okay day for baseball. Wind blowing out to right center, 11 miles an hour here with this one. So, look, Seattle's just playing a little better right now, and I'm going to take them as a favorite in this game. I'm going to take them to beat the Twins here on the road. Yeah, I want to take some small dogs. I've been having fun with those. But not in this one, not right now, not with the Twins, not producing here, not showing any fight here, really. And we got Kirby going here. That should be good enough to keep this lineup going here right now. Cal, I made fun of him the other night. He's up to 7 home runs now. It's still only in April here, so they're starting to get along. Luke Raley's starting to click here as well. Rosa Reyna in this Minnesota lineup. You got some bats that have just disappeared here. Buxton did have his moment there in the win the other day, but still hitting just 229. Bell 235. Clemens hit a home run finally, and $194 though. Royce Lewis hitting under 200. Ryan Jeffers has done a nice job. All right, for me, I'm taking the Mariners in this one. Let's see what the chat's doing here. Okay, maybe Timmy's going over here. And Cow Dog gets worried, when you get in those elevators where you gotta clank the chain, like this thing. Boy, I can't believe I'm in this thing. Okay. Jimmy's giving away the secrets there. Only Bands is on the Lakers. Thank you, Only Bands. Okay, Mr. Western says, look, there's no doubt Mariners are, laying some chalk sometimes a little too heavy here. I'm trying them at $1.30 here on the free show. Mr. Western though said maybe you can go with the run line. Is that for Seattle? Maybe under here for Timmy. Look, the teams definitely are trending over, but I do think that with Kirby and Bradley, you should be able to get these guys to, day game here. I'm not saying day games go under, but when you got when you're pitching pretty much the best pitchers on the team, or very, very good pitchers anyway, in the day game on getaway day, a lot of times what happens is it's not so much that, teams don't hit in day games. It's that usually players who need rest or sometimes rest in day games. And that's always going to tick down a little bit. And it's supposed to be built into the line, but is it really? Maybe it is when they finally announce the players out. We don't anticipate which ones are because it's not random, but you know how it is. So-and-so is out of the lineup today. Rest. Okay, Kirby says Timmy says with Kirby on the road here, that's the buy sign on Minnesota. I just don't like what Minnesota's. This offense right now is just not getting enough runs. They're not winning any games because they're not hitting enough, and the pitching hasn't been great either. All right, here's the Yankees in Texas. Everyone's talking about it. This is a game everybody wants to see. And look, it's still the secret is still out there, right? We know that the games are still going under here every time. Yeah, they've had a few overs here, but all of a sudden, here you have the highly touted prospect, Elmer Rodriguez, coming in, the number 3 prospect in the Yankees pitching in their organization here. So this is highly, not so much highly anticipated, if not a little bit rushed. They don't they do need Rodriguez here. It's either that or you could come up with another idea here, but it wasn't necessarily. It was a yes, maybe a little bit of a surprise this early, but it wasn't like a surprise like, hey, get up here. The Rodriguez has already been in here with the team, ready to go with this first major league start. So young. Uh, Look, he looks good. Everyone's excited about him, ready to go here in this game, and going up against a good opponent in a good venue. I think this is going to be pretty good here for Elmer Rodriguez. Yes, he's up against a guy like Nate Eovaldi, but Eovaldi's numbers aren't that good right now, and the Yankees are finding ways to win pretty much every game. Eovaldi 5.78 ERA, 1.47 whip coming into this one. So, look, the Yankees are shuffling the rotation here a little bit right now, and uh, Giancarlo Stanton did go on the 10-day injured list, but this is supposed to be Luis Gil's spot in the rotation, but Gil was sent down to AAA after he got rocked in that game against Houston. So they did bring up Jason Dominguez as well. He's already been in the lineup. So, look, they're going to make another move or two here, but let's see what happens. Rodriguez did pitch in the World Baseball Classic for Puerto Rico. He pitched 3 scoreless innings. So this guy's a big time prospect here. It's not some chance here, but we'll see because he's got to face a 15-year veteran here in Nathan Eovaldi. So pretty fun to get a matchup like that. Also, the Yankees do anticipate that Carlos Rodon will be coming in soon here. He coming off elbow surgery in October, but he did make his first rehab start last week. Once Rodon is in here, we'll see where we stand with this young man, but Rodon will be in the rotation as soon as he gets up here right now. So, look, the Yankees decided to put him in front of other potential starters because this was his scheduled start in AAA tonight. New York is off Thursday, so Will Warren starts on Friday at home against Baltimore. So, not ready to go here with Stanton just yet, but this is going to be pretty fun today if you like seeing these top prospects go. Let's see what you have in this one with the Rangers and the Tigers. We'll go to the Rangers and the Yankees. We'll go to the chat here in this one. And Up One Money is here today. Whoops, where is it at? I think. And Mr. West says, who's talking about this game? Is it this game? And Mr. West says, you got to go with the veteran here, Eovaldi, but Up One Money is going to go with the Yankees. And Texas here for Timmy. Eovaldi's got to step up, right? Can he step up? Can he get it going here? Cal Dogs on the Rangers here. And under here first 5 for Andre. Timmy says Rodon's getting up there, isn't he? Man, it seems like I've actually met Carlos Rodon in a social setting, but that was a long time ago. That's how long it was. It was when he was he was just going to the major leagues. That's how long ago. Or yeah, I think it was that long ago. Okay. All right, for me in this one here, I'm going with the New York Yankees. I'm going with the Yankees here. They just keep winning. It doesn't matter who's going on out there right now. I'm going with the Yankees here in this one. Up One Money is going with the Yankees. Okay, let's go to now one more day game here in the American League. We still got some action in the day game. These are all American League day games right now. Red Sox taking on the Blue Jays here in this one. For the Red Sox here, Brian Bello with the 9 ERA, the 1-3 record. Eric Lauer comes in here, 6.75 ERA, 1-3 record in this one. Get your gloves. Who says that? Get your gloves. Uh, Boston did lose last time out to end their three-game losing streak as they've lost 3-0 to Toronto. Toronto comes in here having won 3 of 4. Did lose the series opener to Boston 5-0, but Boston's 3-7 as an underdog coming in. Toronto, at home as a favorite here. They've been okay so far this season. Boston really with some ups and downs right now with everything going on. We'll see, how they can try to fix this. Toronto hasn't been much better, 13-16, Boston 12-18, and these two teams are seeing the Yankees and Rays get away here at this point. They've got to get it going here, especially if you're Boston right now. Toronto certainly slightly better form, 6-3 in their last 9. Bayo not only the 9 ERA, but a 2.27 WHIP and a 374 batting average against. Lauer's not trustworthy either, but Toronto's offense, I think, does get the better matchup here. It feels like going up against Brian Bello here right now. I think with what we've seen, some of these Jays not getting it together, but Vladdy is certainly doing the job here so far. And Okamoto had the big hit. He's trying to step it up. Jimenez has looked good. Clements looked good. How about the youngster Panongo is going to be in here today, I think. So let's see what you guys have. For Boston here, trying to get some of these on track. Abreu's been fine, but some of these guys, Story right now, Monasterio's been okay out there. All right, let's go to the chat. In this one, both these starters, obviously, with inflated ERAs, not to mention walk issues. The Jays' bullpen hasn't been great, but they have a 4.25 ERA. I think the trend's kind of point under, but I don't know with these starters. You would think that they're going to get hit. All right, Mr. Wesker's on the Jays, and Onlyban says they're kind of in a slump coming off the World Series maybe last year. Jermaine says pitchers, K's versus the Red Sox are on a underrun. He's saying the starter in the last 7 games, pitchers going up against the Red Sox have gone under in their K's. So they're making contact, I think is what he's saying. Mr. Wesker says he'll trust the Jays bats over the Bo Sox any day, but barely. Red Sox only plus $1.15, says Timmy. He'll take that. All right. Well, I'm going to go with my over here in this one. I think I'm giving away the freemium here, but I'm not very confident right now on the side. I do like this total a lot, and you probably would have used it as a premium here on Tony's, but I'm going to go with it here on the show. Give me the over here in this one. The Sox are dead, says Onlybands. That's a freemium. Because I can't decide on the side. So I gotta. That's how I work. That's how I do this show. All right. Next up, let's go to the Marlins and the Dodgers. Look out! Just saw the Marlins win yesterday, and now you got Sandy on the mound here, going up against Tyler Glasnow. Good pitching matchup. Glasnow 2.45 ERA. He's 3-0. You know he's going to deal here and go deep. Sandy's been very, very sharp here right now, 1.11 whip. He's starting to give it back a little bit, but not going to fault him here. He's looked pretty darn good, pretty good. Miami won the game yesterday 2-1. Picked up a couple runs, a couple single markers in the first 5 innings. Jansen Junk pitched 6 hits, no earned runs in that one to outduel Ohtani. Ohtani, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs in the game as the Marlins were able to get a big victory there over the Dodgers yesterday. And, you got Sandy here. It's 225. You just saw 2-1 Marlins won it. Dodgers are showing that they're, going to have some trouble with good pitchers, it feels like right now. They're maybe not producing the runs that you might expect. Now, Miami is 10-2 to the over on the road this year, but it didn't work yesterday. And with Sandy and Glasnow today in another day game, I'm going to take the Marlins on the run line here in this one. Yeah, I'm not worried about. I don't think the Marlins going to be producing a lot of runs here, but maybe the Dodgers won't either, and we could be getting a game that maybe these starters will have some success early. If you like a little first five under, maybe, as I think that Sandy can work this out here. I'm going to take the Marlins plus a 1.5 at minus 120 in this one. Not really looking at the Dodgers to look, they're great. We know they're here right now, 20-10 overall. The Marlins are 14-16. The numbers as a road dog are not great. They're 4-10 on the road so far, 3-10 as a dog. Dodgers have been favored in every single game this season. They're 12-5 at home, but since the Dodgers are minus 225, I mean, I'm going to go to the Marlins here. Glasnow's been dominant. I get all that. 0.7 whip, 143 batting average against 31% K rate here, but I'm going to take Sandy to also pitch well. Miami's gone over in 4 of 5 and over in 7 of their last 9 on the road. The Dodgers and Marlins have gone over in 14 of the last 17 meetings, but I'll just stick to the Marlins here. But I would think these guys can deal a little bit. If the bullpen gets in there and it goes over, that might happen. Okay, let's see here. Under first 5 for Moon Man. And let's see here. The Dodgers are going to blast Alcantara into space, says Mr. Weskers. Glasnow is going to avenge this one. Okay. Oh, Only Bands is going with the Dodgers. I think Only Bands means minus 1.5 there. All right, I'm going the other way. I'm going with the Marlins in this one. Maybe everybody knows. I've always remember last year when Sandy was terrible, and I'd say, "When's Sandy? What's wrong? When's he gonna get better?" Like I'm a big Sandy fan boy. Under first 5 for Andre. Cal Dogs on the under. Next up, Cubs are on the road taking on my Padres, and give the Cubs credit. They were able to blast the Padres there yesterday, crushed them 8-3. PCA home run in that one as well, and the Cubs got a much-needed win after 3 straight losses here on the West Coast. They were hot, and they just ran into a good team here, but they were able to pound there a little bit. On Tuesday, today will be Jamison Tyone, 4.55 ERA, 1-1 record. You're wondering about Matt Waldron, when he's going to get that knuckleball under control. Well, he's the worst starter in the major leagues here right now. They're not going to be able to continue with this. They're going to get healthy here. They're going to get some pitching back here very soon. And Waldron, unfortunately, the Padres are just going to have to do this right now and go with Waldron here, but it's a pretty bad situation here. The Cubs might be able to pound him right now. He's really not at major league quality. 2.31 whip coming in, just 7 strikeouts so far in a couple appearances for Waldron. So what's going to have to happen here? I mean, the Padres do have a day off tomorrow, but hopefully they'll be getting back here soon. Pivetta just went on the injured list a little bit as well. The thing about Pivetta, he's had that injury before and has come back strong. So Padres just have to figure it out here right now with Waldron here in the lineup. And I don't know if they could maybe draw someone from AAA where Lucas Giolito has reported down there, not quite ready to go. There's also J.P. Sears that could be an answer as well. So problem is Padres just trying to manage their moves a little bit here before they have to decide what's going on. So maybe this is just one more for Waldron, hopefully, if you know what I mean. And Cubs still only $1.15 here in this one. The move's on the under, like the Sharps know something here, but I don't know if I'm buying it here right now. I mean, look, not only is Waldron awful, but Tyone has kind of been Tyone like here. 4.5 ERA, been nothing special here for a few years. So, Cubs are 11-3 straight up and 18-12 overall right now. Last 14 games, and Waldron's numbers are so bad. He's got a 390 batting average against. So, yeah, the Padres form excellent here. Cubs are over in 7 of their last 8. They've also gone over in 10 of their last 12 on the road. The Padres have gone over in 4 of their last 5. If Waldron's getting hit hard, even at Petco here, like I said, the Sharps are on the under. It's kind of making me balk a little bit here. Uh, in this one. So they're pretty heavy on the under here. So give me the Cubs. I'm taking the Cubs to beat my Padres here right now because I'm down on Waldron, and I would imagine they'll be able to beat him here. Okay, here we go. Padres run line here for Andre. And Jermaine says Marlins are second versus righties, but look, Waldron's bad, so that no problem with this stat. But I would also caution you that Waldron throws a knuckleball, and there are no knuckleballers, and it doesn't matter if you're. I mean, knuckleballers are always right-handed, but why is that? Why are knuckleballers always right? Has there been ever? I'm going to go to ChatGPT right now and look up left-handed knuckleballers. It'll probably take me back to 1914. But then there's nothing like a knuckleballer, and you either can hit them or you can't, or they all can hit them if the knuckleball just isn't working here like it hasn't for Waldron here this year. Here's only bands of the Padres on the run line. Mr. Weskers has been talking them up here. All Padres all year, but maybe it's just catching up. I tried to go against him in the first game because of the Mexico game and they won, but here I'm going against Waldron. Moonman's on the Cubbies. Look, I love it when he's had a few games in his career where he's. The funny thing about the knuckleball, he's been here in the major leagues, and he's had games where he's gone before, like deep into the game, and given up, a couple hits, and everyone looks like a fool. But you got to have it going, and if he doesn't have it going, class down to okay. Let's see, Cubs team total over here for Jermaine. Cal Dogs on the Cubs, and Padres been yeah, but they manage a bullpen as well as anybody. I'll give them that. Over here for Timmy, over for Andre. And Mr. West goes, no, you wouldn't want him pitching home run because everybody probably whipped. They'd be like, whoa. Cubs should be a bigger favorite here. And only balances with Tyone. So Padres all day. Cubs should be a higher line. I don't know if I'm getting it there from only bands, but I'm going with the Cubs today. Astros and Orioles here in this one with Peter Lambert here. Wasn't he the lead singer of the Monkees? Going up here against Chris Bassett. Bassett minus $1.20, 9 under 25. Well, the Astros have struggled here. I guess if they were going to have a chance ever, it'd probably be in a game like this. Lambert does come in here with a 3.27 ERA and Bassett a 6.75 ERA, but we know Houston has been atrocious. Baltimore did win yesterday by the score of 5-3. But, the Yankees did lose to the Astros. They're 7-4 on the last game of the series. They lost 2 of 3. But Houston's still just 3-7 on the road this season. Baltimore's 11-8 as a favorite here so far. So, man, I don't know if I want Lambert here still with these Astros. As really as poor as they've been, the pitching staff is in shambles here right now. And I really don't have a lot of things positive necessarily to say about Bassett either. Baltimore, though, does seem to be a little bit in better overall form. Houston's lost 15 of 20. I told you about their bad road record here so far at 3-11. So Bassett's numbers are bad, but Houston's bullpen has a 6.27 ERA. So even once you get past here, a poor starting pitcher here, or whatever, Lambert. Like I say, hey, I shouldn't talk like that. Remember what I said? I want to take pitchers who have played in Colorado before and maybe try him out of Colorado. And well, Lambert's numbers are okay, but I think Houston here, they've gone over in 8 of their last 10. Baltimore's gone over in 7 of 8. The Astros are 21-9 to the over this season. The Orioles are 18-11 to the over. So this one seems like I want to go over here. I think both the starters and the bullpens profile over here. So give me the over in the Astros and the Orioles at 9 runs. All right, here we go. We're going to go with Andrew. He's Andre. He's on the over. Mr. Wesker says Astros on the reverse run line today. Take those Astros and take them. Oh, well, the reverse run line is the plus, right? Is that what you mean? They're favored in this game, so. Or you mean lay 2.5? Whoops, I'm sorry. Astros reverse run line. Sorry about that, Mr. Wesker. You got it right. He's saying take the Astros and lay the 1.5. I got you, brother. Yeah. Moonman here is on the O's. And I don't think they are either. I don't think they are either, but I think right now the Astros are reeling and the Orioles maybe a little bit of home momentum overall here. Astros, maybe not so much home momentum, but the Astros with that 3-11, right? The poor road record. To me, though, going with the Astros here. Okay, how about the Giants taking on the Phillies? So the Phillies here with Don Mattingly as manager. He's 1-0 so far, winning that game yesterday. 7-0. Very complete job, complete performance. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is a turnaround is ready to begin. You've got Christopher Sanchez going in this one, 2.94 ERA. Yes, Logan Webb, 4.86 ERA so far for Webb, 1.38 WHIP. If his name didn't say Logan Webb, if it wasn't Logan Webb, you'd think it's just a mediocre pitcher here so far against one of the best pitchers in baseball. Yes, Sanchez's numbers are not great. He's putting too many men on base for sure. I mean, actually, with a 1.6 WHIP, has to be a pretty. You have to wonder here. That number's got to come down, but you'd think it would. Still a 2.94 ERA. He's been able to manage the situations. That's a lot of work. Phillies here, we know they're going to have to try to fix this whole situation right now. A 10-19 start is not anything that you can overcome right away. It's going to take a couple weeks just to clean that up. San Francisco, though, just 13-16, 8-11 as an underdog. They're 6-7 on the road. Philly, 6-10 at home so far, but $1.35, it seems pretty manageable here. For I don't want to say it's a mismatch because Logan Webb can go out there at any time and have a pretty strong game. In fact, obviously his whip is a little bit better than Sanchez. Phillies have looked terrible. It's hard to build any confidence with this team right now. And the longer you look at that lineup, you guys were talking about some old players in there. These guys are starting to get old a little bit, right? And when you're not performing and you're old, it becomes a lot of the same thing. Head back to the dugout with your bat. Kyle Schwarber, Adolis Garcia, Trey Turner. These guys are striking out here quite a bit right now, and that's kind of making it a problem. So Phillies, though, at home, Giants are still not playing that well. Their offense really isn't going either. So maybe these two, maybe Logan Webb has a good game. It is a night game here. So let's see what you guys think in this one. And it's weird that both teams have such poor records, and it feels like a pretty good and important game. So Sanchez has strong ERA and K numbers. The whip is bad. We know that, but Phillies still lost 11 of 9. Sanchez and Webb are putting guys on base. Sometimes at Citizen Bank, that does become a problem. There's no doubt, even if you are a good pitcher. Phillies offense has struggled, but look, it's 7 here in this game. I'm going to go with the over in this one with the Giants and the Phillies. Give me the over here with Sanchez and Webb right now. I've got some concerns here. I know I just whined about the old lineups here, but it is 7. 7 flat says right there. So just going to have to sneak this one over. It's 7 everywhere. It's 7 flat everywhere. Here we go. Bills are under. The Giants are cheeks. Mr. Weskers ain't laying anything with Philly here. Andre says Philly's an under. Timmy says these two are over. Timmy and I are over. Andre's on the under first 5. Mr. Wesker says Philly on the run line. Andre says over with Sanchez in his K-prop there. And Cal Dog's on the over. Mr. Wesker says you got it. Harper better get it going. Tired of his Ks as well right now with Harper. 6 home runs, 21 strikeouts. Nerfy for Andre. Okay. No, you know what? He's not as awful as you might think. But no, 269 so far for Harper. Okay, let's see. Schwarber, he's going to have his PBR in there, and he's hitting only $1.90, and he's the one that's striking out. It's looking bad here. Schwarber is not. He's right now. It's a little bit concerned. There's 9 home runs. It's April. I mean, that's pretty incredible, right? 50 home run or more pace, but the Phillies like. So let's see what Mattingly can do. You go from a guy like Rob Thompson to Mattingly, and Mattingly maybe you could say never had the personnel there in Miami, even though they actually had a little bit of success when he was there, and obviously he's managed plenty. So, all right, next up, I'm on the over in that one. Rockies and Reds here. Not quite sure of the situation here with the Colorado Rockies here, but I believe it is going to be Sugano in this one going up against Brandon Williamson of the Reds here. We'll see. I think Sugano may even get an opener in this one is what it could be. We know that the Rockies had a little bit of movement in that personnel, especially coming off that doubleheader against the Mets, kind of messed things up. Williamson here at 5.4 ERA, 2-2 record. Sugano 3.41 ERA and a 2-1 record. Reds did win yesterday, 7-2. Maybe a situation isn't as good as it's been for the Rockies after that series against the Mets. The Reds are still playing very, very well. They're 19-10 right now, and even though the Rockies have been good, if it's a situation where maybe the Reds are going to have to be they are going to be the better team right now. Williamson's numbers, yes, they are of a bit of concern here, but I think Cincinnati, just the fact that they have the strong record overall, won 8 of their last 10, have one of the top bullpens in the league. Now, the Rockies, interestingly, have a 3.77 ERA this season, and that's even though they played, 13 games at home too. So, but Williamson's walk rate is kind of scary. But I think Colorado on the road, 6-11 so far, 13-17. I think the Reds probably get it done, but I'm going to go to the over in this one with Sugano and Williamson. Reds have gone over in 10 of their last 12 at home here at the Great American Small Park. And Colorado does trend to the under here so far, but not every game is played in Cincinnati. So Rockies have done a nice job here a little bit. Maybe not scoring a ton of runs here, but we'll see. Hopefully they can get some off of Williamson with his numbers here. I think the Reds could get up there as well, and maybe this one could be it is 9.5 here, I believe, right? What do we have on the screen here? 9.5 under 20. I'm going to go over here in this one with Colorado and Cincinnati. The chat might chime in here right now. Rockies for Andre and the under. Cal Dog likes the Reds on the run line. Oh, man, I agree with Cal Dog. Cardinals and Pirates here in this one. You've got Bubba. Here's Bubba Chandler there. So the Pirates did end up there pitching Ashcraft there, I believe, yesterday. And Bubba Chandler here today, $1.50. Chandler comes in with a 4.875 ERA and a 1-2 record. Andre Palante, 4.263 ERA, 2-2 record coming in. Hey, I was on the Cardinals yesterday. They got the win pretty convincingly too, 11-7. They kind of rocked there with multiple multi-run innings. It ended up being a pretty wild game there in that one. So, yeah, we might see some runs. Let's see what you think. Bubba Chandler, certainly a hot prospect here. Pittsburgh's off to a pretty good start, but it's the Cardinals that have the better record in this game right now by half a game, and the Cardinals are 9-5 on the road, 15-12 as an underdog. Cardinals starting to heat up just a little bit. They've won the last two games in this series after they got swept by Seattle, but they weren't awful in that series. They just were up against Seattle, who was just a little bit better. Remember, the Cards were underdogs in that series, and yeah, while they did get swept, two of the games were 3-2. So the offense just didn't get anything done against the Seattle pitching, but they were competitive in those games and had their chances. So maybe it's a little bit easier and against a team. I don't want to say that Pittsburgh is susceptible because they've been, a really impressive team to start, but their record's starting to crawl back down here to 500, while the Cardinals might be going the other way. And for $1.50, got to see more from Bubba Chandler. Andre Palante has been in the major leagues here plenty. So, yeah, maybe Chandler's got the higher profile here long term, but let's see what you think in this one. Cardinals on the road taking on the Bucks here. Uh, uh, Chandler here, the higher ERA for sure. The numbers are, like I said, a little bit high here right now, but also he's got a bit of a walk rate. So both starters really with some control concerns. The series, though, is under heavy overall when these two teams have met, when they particularly here in Cincinnati. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams here have gone under, actually. And Colorado's never had much success here. 2-15. I'm sorry, Colorado. Let me get the right game up here. 8 of the last 11 meetings between Pittsburgh and St. Louis have gone under, and St. Louis has gone under in 6 of their last 8 and 4 of their last 5 games on the road. So Cardinals have a 5.18 bullpen. No wonder I'm confused here in this one. I think I'm just going to take the Cardinals here with Andre Palante plus money on the road. I got to research my notes there because I seem to have transposed them for another game. So can't fix it on the fly. We're going to go with my side here. Maybe my freemium there with the Cardinals. I'm going to take the Cardinals in this one. All right, and we've got here Andre says Cardinals on the run line. Moonman's on the under. Mr. Weskers is going to back the Pirates here. Over for Timmy Two Shoes. Cal Dogs going with the Bucks. And just right, that's what I thought, Mr. Weskers. I'm just going with the Cardinals because it's $1.50. Andre's going with under in the first 5. Timmy says 8.5 is low. The Pirates don't do under even if they aren't scoring because they'll give up the runs. And Mr. Westwood says, Palante will still probably get hit. He is on the road after all. I'm actually kind of riding Palante here. Like I said, Bubba Chandler has not been the prospect that now I'm sure he'll work it out. I'm sure he'll be a major leaguer. But, you want a prospect to come in and really show. And, not awful numbers so far for a, guy making his first starts in the major leagues. But I'm going to go with the Cardinals in this one. Went with them yesterday. I'm going back to them today. Okay, the Nationals here are taking on the New York Mets. I guess David Peterson's pitching, huh? Peterson here, 5.06 ERA, 0-3 record. I thought they were going to demote him here. Cade Cavalli, 4.01 ERA and an 0-1 record, no wins so far. Mets did win yesterday, finally win a game. there. 8-0. They got the shutout, no problem. They blitzed them there early, got the 7 runs in the fourth inning, were never headed. Washington could not get anything done. But, consider, obviously the uh, Mets did have Holmes in there. I was on the run line in this one, said this was a spot for the Mets to uh, get their get it going here, but not today. I'm going with the Nationals in this one. Give me Cade Cavalli, man. I'm going with Cavalli over Peterson. Peterson is having problems. Cavalli doesn't have good numbers either. 1.66 whip here, but I'm just going to trust the Mets to, you get a volatility game coming up. You don't have a solid pitcher. Now, look, Peterson should be more solid than this, but something's up, something's wrong. He's not pitched well at all here. So Cavalli's pitch just, I don't know, okay. But let's go to the chat here. Peterson, the left-hander, and Cavalli, the right-hander in this one. I would think people are going to try to now the Mets got one here, but I'm not doing it. I'm taking Washington here in this one. Mets have dominated Washington at home historically. I know that. The Mets are just 3-15 in their last 18 games. Washington, big time over team right now, 19-9 to the over, but the Mets are 11-16 to the under because the bats just weren't going there really. So I'm going to end up here. I'm taking the Washington Nationals here for a big upset today. Not a big upset. The Mets are losing everything. They're still just a little bit overrated right now until they get things going. Until we see more, I'm going to try the Nationals here in this one. Still, though, they've got the offense has dipped dramatically here, to be fair. Still fourth in runs, sixth in RBIs, but they've dropped now here to 15th in OBP and 12th in home runs. All right, let's see if the chat's doing anything here. Anything else, Nats run line for Andre, Cal Dog on the Nats. And Soto, maybe he's hurt again here. Maybe he's got a sore forearm right now. And Mets are also missing Frankie Lindor on the injured list here currently for long. It was a 10-day, but it's going to be longer than that. Tigers and Braves here in this one. Got Tariq Skubal going up here against. Hey, look, for the Braves here, you've got J.R. Ritchie coming in. Not J.R. Richard, but I sure wish it was. 2.57 ERA, 1.0 whip. James Rodney Richard, you guys. I know I've got the oldest chat in the game. J.R. Richard, man. Oh, boy. Braves have won the last 2 games here. Braves did win over Atlanta 5-2 in the series opener here. Atlanta right now coming off a win over Philadelphia before that. They've been playing pretty well here. Of course, they've been playing very well. They've been playing great. Who am I kidding? 20-10 this year. Detroit 6-12 on the road. They've been slowly getting a little bit better on the road, but lost yesterday's game. They're on the 5th game of the road trip here now. They've lost 3 of 4. Once again coming in. Skubal's awesome, but just watch it here with J.R. Ritchie. I think, might have a little something here. 2.57 ERA, 1.0 whip. Skubal, 2.72 ERA and a .99 whip here so far. So I think Ritchie's going to be able to hold his own here a little bit in this one. I think we'll see him pitch pretty well for a young hurler here, and not going to probably out-duel Skubal here, but if the Tigers' offense doesn't get anything going, eventually you got to get into the bullpen. I don't know if I think it's a great price or not. Kind of want to take the Braves here on the run line and just lay the $1.35 or whatever it is and figure that they have a chance. I don't think that's a bad call at all. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take the Braves here in this one at plus 1.5 minus $1.35. I'm not trusting the Tigers here to get Skubal a multi-run victory. I think that's the thing. I'm not fading Scooble at all, but I'm going to say right now, I'm going to go here with a closer game than anticipated in this one and take the run line. The Detroit is 10-10 as a run line favorite so far this season, and on the road they are 6-12 on the run line. Braves are 10-6 on the run line at home. They're not underdogs too often. I'm going to take the Braves here on the run line at minus $1.35, but yeah, I'm saving the total here, if you know what I mean. All right, here we go. Tigers win when Scooble plays, says Mr. Westers. Timmy's on the over here, over on Scooble's K's. Cal Dog says these new players are built like Fisher Price toys. That means they broke easy, right? Fisher Price toys. What were some of the okay, Braves here for Andre? Can't believe Toys R Us went out of business. Jeffrey, I mean, you talk about top, as far as giraffe entrepreneurs go, Braves here, money line. Andre's on the under here. Moon Man going with the under. It was the world's biggest toy store. Scooble isn't Nolan Ryan. Both sides will score. Okay, I'm on the Braves on the run line here. Now, Tonka trucks, those were built good, right? Those did not break. My life changed, though, when I ordered my first Stratomatic. The toys were gone, okay? The toys were gone. I ordered the Stratomatic. What was I, 7 or 8 years old? My life changed forever. Okay, here we go. A couple more here. Diamondbacks and the Brewers in this one. For Arizona here, you got Eduardo going, 2.89 ERA, 2-0 record. He's looked just fine. He looks like Eduardo out there for sure right now for Brandon Sproat here for Milwaukee, 6.45 ERA, 1.57 the whip. Milwaukee has won the last two here right now. Did win 13-2 over Arizona yesterday, clubbed them. Rough night there in that one for Merrill Kelly and the Diamondbacks. The Brewers definitely got the best of them here. Gotta wonder how Sproat will fare here. Eduardo's been just fine coming into this one. Still, the Brewers are favored, but Eduardo has been well above average. That's for sure. Milwaukee's Sproat definitely having some walk issues. Arizona's got bullpens concerned, that's for sure. But to me, I don't know. I would think here, if you get the Diamondbacks in this one at even money, I don't know. That seems probably okay to me. Arizona is 16-10 to the over so far. Milwaukee's 16-12. 4 of the last 5 have gone over between these two teams. Arizona's bullpen's kind of up there here, and eventually they're going to get into it. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and take Arizona here with Rodriguez. That's what I'm gonna do. Kind of like in both games there, so I'll just pick one there. See what you guys have in the chat with the matchup here. And D-backs on the run line here for Andre. Over here as well. And Mr. Wester says, hey, look, if they scored 13 yesterday, they'll keep it going. Timmy's going over. Cal Dog's on the Brewers here. And D-backs for Andre. Moon Man's on the Snakes. Mr. Westwood says Rodriguez is hit or miss. These are good. These are good numbers. I mean, you look at a 2.89 ERA and a 1.32 WHIP, but 2-0 so far. I know I'm just kind of an Eduardo honk here. Give me the Diamondbacks. And last but not least, Royals on the road with Michael Wacha going here up against Luis Severino. Severino 5.17 ERA, 1-2 record. Wacha 2.5 ERA, 2-1 record. Wacha. Every year we want to kind of say, well, getting old. How long is this gonna? And he just goes out there and is very, very consistent every time out here right now. Uh, Now the Royals did win 4-1. It was a 1-1 after 9 innings, and they got a 3-run home run, I believe, in the top of the ninth inning for the victory there, 4-1. It was Bobby Witt Jr. and home run number 2 only, but he's able to hit that 3-run home run. Kansas City got the win in a rare low. I was on the over. Certainly, I had a premium on the over, thinking, hey, the A's have gone over in every game but one so far this season. But, the Royals have gone under here. And look, you got the better pitcher here in Wacha. Royals have been poor this season. We know it. The A's have been, probably overachieving here right now. But Wacha has a major edge over Severino, it feels like. 0.92 whip. A's and Kansas City have gone under in 5 of their last 6. You got the volatility of the stadium, but both bullpens can keep it together, I think, here from maybe getting rolling in this one. I just am scared to go under with really all the games for the A's, especially when they're a favorite. So, yeah, they've gone over in 9 of 11. But remember, in yesterday's game, Bubic was favored. So Oakland actually 5-0 to the favorite, 5-0 to the over when they're a favorite. All right, I'm taking the Kansas City Royals here with Michael Wacha on the road. Give me the Royals here over the A's. Yes, the A's are 15-14. The Royals are 12-17. Might be throwing my hands up there in that one. Let's see what you guys have in the chat. Royals on the run line and under first 5 per Andre. A's bounce back, says Cal Dog. Nerf for and Andre. Moonman's on the Royals. And Wacha might get hit tomorrow. Timmy says you still got to you still got to go over. Right, Mr. Weskers? The A's, when you're on them, they don't come through, and when they fade them, they win. Oh, Timmy says it's not the same Wacha. I don't know. I mean, 0.93 whip and a 2.5 ERA. Those are probably some of the better numbers in the American League so far. And not to mention, he's also grabbed a couple of wins so far this season, and yet does not have, or no, has 1 loss. But all right, gang, that's it for Night Moves. What a great job you guys did today. Made it easy on me. Hopefully I'll come through with some winners, and hopefully we'll win together. Go over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off the daily premium packages over there, including mine. Probably not going to have a tennis premium this week, but I think I'm going to have probably a premium there in the Champions League. I got to come back after yesterday, and we'll have another 3-pack of props in the NBA. Got to do better after 1 and 2 last night. Got to do better in my Major League. We ran out. The winning streak ended last night for me. So, hey, no better chance to bounce back here with me over at Tony'sPicks.com. Thanks again to everyone in the chat. For the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Las Vegas.